Hi guys, welcome back for another one. Now today I will be reviewing the road ahead roadmap, whatever you want to call it, from Scopely, Boundless, Marvel Strike Force, whatever they want to call themselves. I'm going to do it live here on Twitch. So this video will be a little longer on YouTube than what you guys are used to watching, as I'm giving my live reaction and thoughts as I read through this the blog post, whatever you want to call it. Now, I want you guys to know I'm going in with more of an open mind. I'm not as against this game as some other people are in the community. I'm actually pretty okay with it. RTA is probably my biggest point that I really struggle with, because the game mode to me is just, it's fairly complicated and doesn't work very well as a player versus player. But that's pretty much my standpoints going into it. So I guys want to kind of give you guys information. So if you see a salty reaction from me, it actually is a truly negative feeling. I don't have any negative feelings going into it. So with that said, hope you guys enjoy this video. Sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Alright, the post is up. Let's go ahead and click on this and get this party started. Alright, now we're all set up. Alright guys, so I'm going to read through this. Like I said, I will chalk this up on YouTube however I need to. There's certainly been a lot happening with the game and in the Marvel Universe the first half of 2021. If you're talking about the MCU, that's been a highlight. Talking about this game, probably not so much. We've also spent a lot of time reading feedback from you, the players, and using it to make the experience with Marvel Strike Force better. I'm curious where this leads. Today we want to pull back the curtain a bit and talk about some of the content and features we are working on in the second half of 2021 and provide a bit of a preview into what we're planning in early 2022. Please keep in mind that the dates can shift and that everything mentioned here is generally subject to change, just like those Save Squad tags from the first time we got earlier this year. Anyways, the player journey. Behind the scenes, the dev team has been talking about how several updates will happen in succession over the coming months. We come to call this the player journey. Sounds interesting. As we're metaphorically setting players down a path that has checkpoints and goals. As you read this section, keep in mind that these topics are best looked at as a narrative rather than individual beats. So basically, it's their progression system, how they want us to progress in this game. And I can tell you guys right now, some players are going to have a problem with this. I always like chasing down content, so it depends on how difficult that journey is. T2 Blue ISOs. We've recently released Tier 2 ISO 8 into the game as rewards for Doom raids and some limited time offers. While this is in itself not news, this is essentially the beginning of the journey and leads directly into, So basically, we kind of see this. I've been saying this since Blue ISO came out. And you guys can, in game, if you guys have been checking me out here on Twitch or on YouTube, well, I don't know if I showed you guys on YouTube, but anyways, I have a stockpile of Blue ISO orb fragments. They're just saved up, right? I haven't cracked them open because I want to know what's the next set. What characters do I actually need to put Blue ISO into to progress in this game, so that way I don't have to feel like I have to spend to play catch up or keep up with the whales. I can just insert myself right away because I've hoarded. Some players are against it, some players are for this. I always say, do what's best for you. Do what feels right for you. Do what you like to do to enjoy this game. Player level 85. Get ready to earn XP and improve your commander level to 85. This is going to be a grind. It's going to take us several months to get to 85 when they do release it. We may mention in a recent blog post, we have plans to further infuse more gold into the monthly economy to help ensure that your progress feels good. On top of the recent infusion of gold economy, leveling up should feel satisfying. Okay, so what they're saying, I'm assuming that they're saying it the way that I'm interpreting this, that the gold we've already gotten is not part of this plan of what's coming. I'm curious. I'm excited. I'm hoping this equates to something. All right. As it's been about a year since the cap was raised to level 80, well, it was last November. It hasn't been quite a year yet. This improvement will assist you in getting through some of those challenges that are particularly daunting, unlike the level cap increase last year. The next iteration of gear tier will come at a later date. Hold it. What? So we're not going to get the next gear tier with 85. We can take our characters to 85, but we don't want the next gear tier. That's what I'm getting out of it. Okay. Orange gear economy update. There'll be an increased availability of orange gear pieces, paying particular attention to unique pieces as they've been rather hard to come by. If you're talking about 13s, yes. You can increase 15s too if you want. I mean, but 13s is definitely the problem in orange gear. Let's see. Gear tier 16. The next level power to be available at roster is gear tier 16. Instead of it being another iteration of orange gear, no, we are breaking tradition and starting the next color of gear tier teal. Oh, that Russia data mine was true. That Russia data mine was true. Oh my goodness. By moving to the next color tier, we can increase accessibility to certain orange gear. Are you going to constantly keep changing colors now in the future because to make it more accessible? So let me give you my train of thought here. So what happened is that orange gear was really scarce, right? I don't know if you guys can rewind the clock on everything that I've said this year, but literally, you are going to be short on focus catalyst, damage catalyst, like all that stuff was short on, and even the origin gear you're short on. And they increased orange gear so much that those are no longer bottlenecks, not even close to being bottlenecks. It's so much of it is now in the economy for anyone who doesn't wail on a character. That the Ultimates credits are basically worthless at this point because you don't need the orange gear. So what they're basically saying is that we've increased it so much now that doing another one, you'd increase to gear tier 16 so fast, or we don't want to spend the time actually coming up with more unique pieces for 16, that we're changing the color and make you guys start all over. So if you guys remember the days of gear tier 13, this is what this is going to kind of feel like. We'll probably get all the uniques, we'll just get different colors slapped on them and good to go, right? They don't have to really spend that much time on it. By moving to the next color, we can, anyways, and after the orange gear, and help players get to the features like DD4 faster. It still requires gold Scopely. The teal tier will also have a slightly simplified structure to make it easier to track which pieces you need in the future. I'm looking forward to this. All right, before I move on to Doom Raid 2, I did take a moment to read my Twitch chat, and Maverick in my Twitch chat has pointed out that orange gear, because they're changing the color, you no longer need to hoard it. If there's a character you want to rank up using your orange gear, go all means, do so. You don't need it for the next tier of this game. All right, so Doom Raid 2. This will be one of the primary ways to earn gear tier 16 teal. I'm a little concerned, and I'm a little concerned about Doom Raid 2 because I've tried difficulty 1, and take a lane like Bio, for example. I have my symbiotes all to gear tier 15. There's literally nothing more I can do with them other than putting, or purchasing red stars for them, right? There's really nothing else I can do with them. And they're barely good enough to do the boss node of the base difficulty, and on difficulty 1, I can't get through it. I just can't get through it with symbiotes. There's just no bio characters out there to really do it. So when they increase the difficulty, we really need new characters. And there's some other lanes that you could probably pick one. I know Mystic has been brought up by other people. That just really, we're missing characters to make us do that content. And if I need gear tier 16 to be able to do Doom Raid 2 with the bio symbiotes, I can't get the gear unless I can do the raid, and can't do the raid unless I get the gear. You kind of see chicken and the egg here. I don't know. We'll don't know. We'll have to see what it looks like, what characters we get in the future. Obviously, I know some people are going to be unhappy with them, selling us a solution, but they've always been selling us a solution. It's no different than any other time in this game. The ISO 8 requirements for characters to enter T2 ISO 8 Blue. I kind of figured this was coming, right? We already have the level 5 ISO required for Doom, the base difficulty and difficulty 1. So no shock Doom Raid 2 will require blue ISO. Let's see. It doesn't say how much of it though. I don't know if it has to be level 3. All right. So a trait requirement will mirror Doom Raid 1 exactly, so you can build the same characters and teams. You can build the same characters and teams. Are you kidding me? I just gave an example about symbiotes. Oh man. The rewards available here will grant progress towards T2 ISO 8, and the exact details are still being worked on. Like I said, I'm a little concerned, like with what we currently have to actually get there. So we'll see. And there's actually not that many patches left in the year. We'll get one here, and probably about the second week of August. Then we'll get one probably about the first week of October, and then we'll get one in the middle of November, and that's probably going to be it for the year, because I imagine the November one they're going to stretch over the holidays. There's really only 3 patches left this year. They could fit in a 4th if they rush something, but technically there's only 3 left. All right, let's move on to Dark Dimension 5. The first 4 chapters of Dark Dimension have been leading. Oh, there's Dormammu. Okay, well, I said that Russian translated data mine was definitely true. All right, the first 4 chapters of Dark Dimension have been leading up to this moment. The epic 5th chapter of Dark Dimension will require of Gear Tier 16, not shocked, and certain character traits. Hopefully it's nothing weird. There may be additional requirements which are still to be finalized, so they're still working on the details. We will share full details at a later date. So we don't really know what we need to work on. It could be the same we have now with the global cosmic city, but I think they're going to try to get away from that. We might get something really off the wall. Should you succeed in this monumental quest, they're already making it out to be this big deal, you will harness the incomparable power of Cosmic Conqueror Dormammu to add to your roster. This concept art at the final version of the character could change. Yeah, you guys said the same thing about Doom, and literally, like, before most players even had Doom, he was pretty much crept. He's still a very important character game, don't get me wrong, but he was kind of crept. He wasn't like a standalone like Ultron was. Oh, okay. Here's the part that I've been waiting for. All right, we're going to the improvements Alliance War. While this feature continues to be many players' favorite game mode, we understand the desire to keep things fresh with periodical updates. We recently ran a playtest with nearly 100 players to give feedback on some proposed changes to streamline experience. What they meant to say, we gave 96 players an early playtest, and they were the top 4 alliances in the game. That's what it should say. So the feedback they got were from the whaliest of the whales of this game. That's what they should have said. Just saying. The feedback provided by those give us some clear direction on how to improve the experience, and we're implementing those changes in a second round of playtesting in the near future. With a second round of feedback, we should be able to make some meaningful updates to Alliance War in the coming months. Be sure to read our weekly Friday post for more updates in the near future. So most likely not this patch. It probably won't even be the next patch unless they really knock it out of the park in the second playtest, which I doubt it. So anyways, actually that's it. That was it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What is this blog post? What is it? What you told me nothing. Nothing. All right. Anyways, Real Time Arena. Let's move on. This is another feature we were looking to streamline the experience. Here's a list of improvements we're looking to make in the coming months. Reducing the initial load timer from 100. Yeah, okay. Once again, this was in the Russian data mine, 160 to 75 seconds. BAM will include role and origin traits, which I think is pretty cool. Well, role and origin traits, so it's not a full team. But they could get other characters by doing origin and role. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out. We'll see. Obviously, I said this on Twitch the other day. The only way you can really like try to make RTA like really just random, you never know what you're going to get, is to ban the newest characters in the game. But unfortunately, that doesn't promote sales. So the newest characters are always going to be viable, or at least they should be viable. With the origin and role traits, weird things could happen, I guess, but they're always going to pretty much be viable. And that makes and because of power creep, right? They're top of they're top of the game, right? You just put them in, you win. But anyways, we'll see how it works out. Oh boy. Oh. Oh, some people are not going to like this. Making the objectives based on KOs and wins rather than on ability traits. I guess you just go in with the same team nonstop. If they drop the ability traits, you know what? It's not the end of the world. It'll make me more focused on having to win and get KOs, and I feel bad for certain players already. A bit later, we're planning to update and may include improvements on how to progress, and how progress is made towards RTA Battle Pass and improved matchmaking. So what they're saying is that maybe They'll make improvements on how you can progress towards the RTA Battle Pass and how they're planning on improving matchmaking. I've said this many times on Twitch, so those of you guys on Twitch, I apologize. You guys are going to hear me say this over and over and over again. You cannot have perfect matchmaking in a game that is not balanced. When a game has power creep that looks like this, you can't have perfect matchmaking. You have a game that's based on two people matched up, and it literally comes down to a coin flip of who goes first. You can't have perfect matchmaking, right? There's no skill in that. Keep trying, Scopely. I promise you one thing: matchmaking will never be perfect. Or at least stop trying to waste your time in it. I'd rather you guys focus on something else in this game. Anyways, we're very interested to see how this changes your experience, and would very much like to hear your feedback when the updates are live. We'll continue to monitor the feature, and there could be additional changes in the future. We'll see. This is just something that, to me, it's something I feel like they just can't walk away from. Right? They invested too much time and resources into it, and they'll go down on their sword before they scrap this game mode. That's what I get. Anyways, I see quality of life improvements. I'm interested in that category, but before we get there, we got the economy. We've made numerous improvements to the availability of resources across the board in the first half of 2021. That you guys have done. Have to give you credit there. You have done that. And we will continue to tread in the second half of the year. We want to ensure that your character roster progression feels steady and rewarding. Words, actions. Words, actions. I'll wait to see the actions. They still might drop RTA, but right now they're just not. They're not budging. They're gonna try. I think they're gonna try every arsenal in their book that they can easily do without spending too much time on it. Like banning roles and traits probably is not going to take them that much time to incorporate that and do that, right? So I think they're trying everything they can to save this game mode before they just scrap it, which I have to give them some credit for. I just don't know. I mean, we'll see what it looks like. We'll see what the majority of the players say once the changes are made. But I'm afraid that they're just not going to be able to walk away from that game mode. All right, so next we're on to quality of life improvements, save squads. Yeah, we mentioned the first preview blog 21, but it was slightly delayed. We're happy to announce it's nearly here and we can share more details about it now. In addition to 40 squad players currently we have 40 currently? We'll be adding 4 tabs linked to the game modes that have 40 save squads in each tab, 160 total. So does this mean that they're not going to give us... So when we max out the 40, like there's more characters in the game than there are save squads. Are we ever going to get more, or they just expect us to use other tabs? I'm curious. For newer players, you'll reach a certain amount when you unlock slots. So basically level 40, get 15. Really, 15 slots with the amount of characters you can unlock in this game now is not a lot for level 40. And it takes a long time to get to 71 playing this game. Honestly, this timeline should be moved up. Like, why 71, 72, 75? Like, why can't this be 60 and this one be 50 or you know, something like that? Spread it out more. The 4 modes with this tab associated with them are Blitz, Raids, Arena, and Alliance War. Yes for Alliance War. Yes for Raids. Yes for Blitz. Arena? Do we really need a tab for Arena? I don't know. I guess Arena is going to be my wild card if I need to save something. Anyways, it's worth noting that these features could scale with new game modes in the future and should the need arise. So basically, if they add another game mode, you need to save roster, squads, or whatever, they may add another tab. Okay. If you open Save Squad menu while selecting a team in one of these modes, you will default to viewing the tab for that game mode. All tabs are available for use in any game mode, so yeah, I don't think we're going to get any more than 40 slots. So I think Arena is going to be my bonus place. Cycle through save squads and Blitz. We'll cycle through the save squads saved in your Blitz tab. Oh! That's going to suck when we do get more than 40. Basically, if we get more characters in the game than 40 teams, most likely they're not going to add more save slots. So the Blitz tab will only cycle through what's in the Blitz tab. So you actually have to go out, select that extra team, and then go back into Blitz. I guess it is what it is. Auto basic combat. This has been highly requested and definitely excited to deliver. Turn on this advanced option will give you a second option in auto combat to instruct your characters to use basic attacks. So basically, when it goes in the game, flip it on, and hopefully you're able to forget about it. It doesn't something unchecks itself. It's especially helpful in like raids where you want to save special and ultimate abilities for later nodes that are more difficult. Yes, sorted by character level. Sort by character level. I'm not gonna read that one. Expanding API features. Ooh, this one was not data mined. We have been absolutely floored by the amount of interest we've got regarding access to the game's API. You have over 160 characters, and you're shocked you have interest in being able to put that data somewhere else. Come on, for real, for real. We were expecting a few dozen inquiries, but ended up getting over 400 emails. Woof. We're currently working with a limited number of partners, and we want to expand access over time. One big thing, possibly the biggest thing, players want from API is the ability to import their player roster into a platform where it can be easily viewed, shared by themselves and other players, especially their alliance. With this request in mind, we have made working on additional functionality of the API a priority. This is one of the many long-term commitments to supporting an awesome community of players. This should be like top priority right now. Top priority. I can't tell you how many leaders of alliances want to be able to look at their players' rosters and not nag them in Discord, right? I would much rather, if a leader wants to see some of my roster, don't like mess me in Discord to screenshot stuff for you. Just go into my roster in msf.gg and have at it. Look at whatever you want. Have a field day. And I think that'd be great if that's just an automatic thing. All right. So next, more costumes. Ooh, look at the Taskmaster one. That's straight from the movie. That's awesome. A little late. I mean, it's a little late, but I imagine they'll probably give this to us when it comes out the DVD. Oh, that's it? That was it? Oh, come on. That didn't need to be here. We usually keep the scope of these previews limited to 6 months ahead of as the content features mentioned are reasonably reliable targets, but there's something in particular a bit outside that scope that we just can't wait to announce. So basically, when they do their 4-year anniversary, I think it's their 4th year anniversary coming up next year, is probably when they'll release this, right? They released Alliance War on their year anniversary? I think it was their year anniversary is when they launched Alliance War. This past year, they didn't release anything on their anniversary. So I imagine this game mode is probably when it's expected to hit. New game mode. We're thrilled to announce that a brand new game mode has started production, and internally we're calling it the Project Grand Tournament. We want to create an experience that gives players the opportunity to flex the power of their top teams and use many of the best characters in their roster in new and exciting ways. This mode will test your skills in offense, strategies, and strategies on defense, and the ability to adapt to a shifting battlefield. We will share some details in how we are designing the feature, but keep in mind that these are subject to change and final product may look different. All right. Tournament structure. Players get matched into a large group and will take turns fighting each other over the course of a week. Players will battle opponents based on a Swiss system tournament, non-elimination with multiple rounds. Victory points will be earned and accumulated over multiple rounds and tallied at the end to determine ranks. So I'm hoping that this has a system like War where you go up in tiers as you win more. And that, because I don't know how they balance this game or this game mode without doing something like War. I mean, it's always going to have your random collection power people out of place because they just don't take the game seriously, but we'll see. Combat. So course of a week, but how many people and how often? Like, is it one player? Like, you get like it's 8 people in a group, and it's one person a day. That would probably make more sense. We'll see. Combat. In the setup phase, players assign several teams on defense into rooms. These teams cannot be used to attack. So you're telling me it's like War. In attack phase, players attack the opponent's defending teams, score more points for a better performance. So basically save your best teams for attack. To keep things fresh, tournaments will have rotating different rules for the rooms that will affect the offense and defense teams, so you'll want to mix up your strategies. Scopely, boundless, whatever. You do know your power creep in this game goes this way, right? For things to be even and have good strategy and work with the rooms, your power creep needs to be more like this. I don't know what else to tell you. You have a great idea, probably just like player versus player, but your game's not balanced. It's not balanced. It's just not. Are you going to balance the game? Are you going to risk sales by making characters with just slight power increases instead of, major power increases? This is not going to work the way you're intending. I can almost guarantee it. Let's get down to seasons. Tournaments will be part of a season lasting several months. What? All right, maybe I should just start over because I think I already was like, what are you telling me? I got several months. What? All right, tournaments will be part of a season lasting several months, and all the victory points earned in that time will place players into divisions. So, yep, like war. The better your division, the better rewards you'll receive at the end of the tournament. Like war. Divisions will contribute to your rank on the global leaderboards. As long as we'll see how it works out. I mean, if it's something that I can do on stream every day, I think that'd be great. I mean, I always like to, have good content for you guys. So we'll see, but I'm just worried this is not going to work as intended because of power creep. And if you're telling me it's about scoring more points, for performance, then, well, I'm just going to save my best characters for offense and hopefully beat the crap out of everybody else and score a ton of points. I mean, you're telling me there's some strategy to this, but I'm having a hard time seeing it right now. Anyway, so let's read the rest of this. We're still in the early stages of development, and we want, tongue-tied. But we intend to work with our players to get early feedback and conduct play tests. Oh, please let me do it. Please let me do it. Please let me do it. First time I actually will say, please let me do it. To ensure we deliver an experience that will be challenging and rewarding for all the contestants. We also want to keep in mind how the time spent in this mode fits with daily play and how we might streamline other features to compensate for it. I'll say it again. I've said this 100 times. Give me an autocomplete button for raids that I have proven over and over again that I can clear within 5 minutes with not losing a single character, just like challenges and campaigns, and let me complete. Save me time on raids. I'll spend time in this game mode. I promise. I know I just promised for something in the future, but I'll do my best to deliver. Anyways, summary. They're wrapping things up. This wraps up what we're working on for more updates and improvements. We'll continue to keep you updated on the status of these topics in our weekly updates. We publish every Friday. These posts are really the best way to stay on top of the latest news and previews. We greatly appreciate all the support the players have given us. We committed to providing the best gaming experience possible, and we look forward to playing along with you in 2021 and 2022 and beyond. We are committed to providing the best gaming experience possible. Whose point of view? Whose point of view is this from? But guys, that will do it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed my live reaction, my live thoughts on all this stuff. If you guys enjoyed this video, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. If you're new here and haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. And if you do not want to miss any other content from me, don't forget that notification bell. And with all that said, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.